Never ever drink any of these supposedly healthy beverages if you have sleep apnea because you have unique things going on in your throat, your airway, your tongue, and all of that that can turn things that we're told are healthy into things that actually might be poisonous in many ways. So that's why in this episode, we're going to cover what those are and what to drink instead. A little bit of drink this, not that, if you will. I'm Dylan Peckus, and these are the things I wish someone told me when I was dealing with my own sleep apnea before I reversed it. And of course, this is for educational purposes only. Always talk to your doctor before drinking anything. So the very first one will shock you, and they get exceedingly more shocking as we go on. So number one is about protein. So latest research is showing that people with sleep apnea metabolize amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. They do that differently. And what happens is that there is a certain class of amino acids that goes really high. They're known as branched chain amino acids. And when these go high, this is a no-no inside of your cells. It's pretty bad. So I think this title is pretty self-explanatory, but high concentration of branched chain amino acids promotes oxidative stress, inflammation, and some other science goobly-gook here. Bottom line, not good. And the reason this happens is because when you have sleep apnea, your mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, yes, we said it, it's breaking down, and then this will prevent us from actually using those branched chain amino acids up. And just like anything that sits around too long, like sometimes when I leave the knife kind of half on the sink and then my wife gets upset, when you leave things out too long, it causes issues. Same thing with branched chain amino acids inside of your body. So that's why one of the top things are whey protein sources and also soy protein isolate and pea protein. That's first on the thumbs down list. Consider the following instead. So these protein sources are lower in branched chain amino acids. They still have them, you still need them, but you want to be on a lower side of them. So collagen, beef protein isolate will be helpful, and my vegetarian or vegan viewers, I have your back. Chickpea protein is going to have the lowest relative amount of branched chain amino acids without leaving you deficient. So there you go. There's number one. Number two, sweet sabotage here. So when you have sleep apnea, inflammation is going up pretty high everywhere, and it's going to cause a lot of the damage. It's going to cause damage to your fat cells, make you gain weight. It's going to cause damage to your heart attack, stroke. Not good stuff. And then this causes a downward spiral because when inflammation goes up, then your airways get smaller. So this diagram here represents a different respiratory disease, but it's the same principle. If you have inflammation, airway gets a little bit smaller, and then it's harder to breathe at night. You have more inflammation, and you stay stuck. So anything that increases inflammation is going to make things not good for us at night. So if we look at this very super intuitive chart, blood sugar, hyperglycemia, is going up all the time. You'll have insulin level go up, and then that will cause inflammation. And again, this is going to lead to sleep apnea getting worse. So where are we going here? On a blood sugar ride, and also to look at a study of the most common juices. So number two is juices. Now this study, I don't understand this because they said the most common juices, and look at what they studied. It's like Florida oranges. Okay. Next one's tangerine. I don't remember the last time I've had tangerine juice. And then the third one's black currant. Is this a joke? Like, is that a common juice, or am I missing something in my life? Nonetheless, when you drink some of these juices, it's pretty much the same as drinking just straight glucose. It's going to raise your serum insulin pretty high and then lead to more inflammation. So all these juices, sorry, they got to go. Instead, what you can try are the following. Number one, you can dilute the juice, which sounds like a weird campaign. Celery, cucumber, or some other hippie vegetable juice will also be acceptable as long as it's not like sugary. Naturally flavored water, and just water. So that's number two, juice. Sorry, see you later. Number three is all about the bubble attack. The big thing that can make sleep apnea even worse is reflux. It can be very obvious reflux. It can also be silent reflux, sometimes referred to as LPR. Basically, what happens, you lay down at night, some acid goes to your air and your food pipes, kind of spreads like wildfire. It can start at the bottom of your esophagus and kind of ascends into the parts where air is now passing. And the reason this happens or develops and becomes a problem is because when you stop breathing at night, you will then start breathing. That's not very profound. The profound part is when you resume breathing. It's like this, kind of like that. It will kind of pull up stomach acid and even some parts of your esophagus as well and will make reflux more common. Then you have irritated airways. So anything that's going to increase reflux, we should want to avoid. So in this study, they just gave people carbonated beverages, sparkling water, and then their heartburn score symptoms went up. So something you want to consider. Sorry, LaCroix, I guess you won't sponsor this episode. Now, let me be very clear about this. Out of all of this, I think it's probably the least worrisome. The thing is, I don't think this is going to have a huge impact for people unless you know you have GERD or LPR. I just don't think so. I may just love sparkling water so much that I'm just saying that. And now for number 4, the herb of chaos, which sounds like something you need 2 forms of government ID to purchase. Effectively, we know sleep apnea, you got muscles in your airway. If they get all floppy, they're going to block off the back of the airway. Not cool. Okay, that's thing number 1 to know. Thing number 2, GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter that is released in higher amounts when we sleep at night and will lead to sleep promotion. Something else GABA does is that it will relax muscles. GABA peaks during sleep, specifically deeper sleep, which is when apneas also peak. Okay, you see where this is going. So anything that's going to raise GABA, probably not a good idea. That's where chamomile tea, which always kind of looked like urine to me, is going to be on the thumbs down list. So chamomile tea, how it mainly works is by interacting with GABA receptors. It relaxes our mind and also our throat muscles. Not the best idea. So a better alternative for a relaxing tea is this one, which I'm not going to try to pronounce because, again, I'm trying to not embarrass myself today. But this one, Robos tea, I tried. It can also help relax, but it doesn't use GABA like chamomile does. And for a 5th and final bonus one, if you will, because these things we talked about, just changing out your beverages, it's going to be just like one part of it, right? There's a lot of different ways to improve and support better breathing and better sleep. One of the best ways is breathing exercises and being able to do them in a way that is built around you and where you are right now, because everyone's at a different level of breathing exercises. And then the second big piece is being able to progress with time, because that's what allows you to go from like this roller coaster of finding a tip that works and then waking up and feeling like nothing's working to having steady progress. You can get to a point where you're sleeping great and you don't really have to do much about your sleep whatsoever. That's just your new normal. So if that's what you want a step-by-step plan to do that, that's what I have for you here. So that's what the PECAS Breathing Breakthrough Program is all about. Not only showing you that you can make alliterations with P's and B's, doesn't need to be the same consonant, but you also get a easy step-by-step plan where everything is all laid out for you based on where you're at right now with your current breathing capacity or sort of skill, if you will, and just being able to work on that over time and just having just a simple step-by-step checklist for you to work through. So you can go ahead, check that out. You get the first 7 days on us. There should be a button on the screen here if I remember to do that. But if not, because I know 40% of people do watch this on their TV, you can just go directly to ochnow.com/program. Or you can click this thing that's hopefully in the middle. There's a button. Do not click the thumbnail up here. Click the button that is a little bit more obnoxious. So go ahead, check that out, and enjoy.